Okay, so we're going to make some nutrient solution for the hydroponic rail system. There's just three ingredients, fairly simple. You have your Masterblend fertilizer, you have your calcium nitrate, and then you have your Epsom salt. And a couple of things that you will need to mix up the formula. You need a digital scale. This one I think I bought on Amazon for about $10. And then you should have a pH tester, highly recommended. Just so you can get the water just right for whatever you're growing. For lettuce and peppers and those type of things, you're going to do a formula of 10 grams of the Masterblend, 10 grams of the calcium nitrate, and 5 grams of the Epsom salt. For tomatoes, you're going to do 12 grams, 12 grams, and 6 grams. If you're growing both in the same rail system, you can split the difference, maybe just a little bit less, and it will still work just fine. So what you're going to do, take your digital scale, turn it on, zero it out, and then we're going to take the Masterblend and just slowly add it until we get to 10 grams. And it does not take much at all. Okay, we're just slightly over. That's not a huge deal. If you look at that though, there's a little cup. If you look at that, that is hardly anything, and that's enough for 5 gallons of water. So if you think about it, when you buy the kit, you may be able to buy smaller quantities, but buying 5 pounds, and then 7 pounds of this, that is going to last you a long time. I bought this years ago, and I'm still using it today. I'm nowhere near using it all up. So we're going to take the mix, take the Masterblend, we're going to add it to 5 gallons of water. It's a little less than 5, but I'll top it off before I put it into the reservoir. We're going to add 10 grams of the calcium nitrate, and then 5 grams of the Epsom salt. And I actually like to use it. It's a paint mixer on a drill, and I actually like to use this. I like to make sure it's just really mixed thoroughly, so we're going to mix it real quick. And I will probably do that a couple of times before I actually add it to the water tank that holds the solution for the hydroponic system. So the next step that we'll do, we just want to check our pH. Most plants like to be in between 6.0 and 7.0. Some are a little more finicky. But we'll put this into water and give it a minute and see where we hit. So we're pretty close to 6.5, just slightly over, so we're right in that sweet spot for most plants. If your water is too acidic, you can add a product called pH Down, and it only takes a little tiny bit. I mean, you're talking just a pinch. Stir it and test it again. If you add too much or your water is too alkaline, then if it's too acidic, you're going to add a little bit of pH up to it, but very, very little goes a long ways. These bottles I've had for a long time. One thing also about the water, you want to make sure this water, I filled this bucket a while ago, and I left it out in the sun because the water out of the tap can be a little bit colder. So I left it out in the sun to kind of warm up. Also, if you're in an area where they put chlorine in the water, if you leave it out in the sun, that'll help to dissipate the chlorine. But that is all there is to actually making the hydroponic solution. It's really cheap and it's really easy to make. If you're growing something like strawberries, the Masterblend does make a specific formula for strawberries. I've actually just used this and done okay, but they do make a specific blend for that. That kit, if I didn't already mention it, these 3 items like on Amazon, you're talking about $50. That would probably last you a lifetime. The scale was 10 and the pH tester was also 10. So this is Hydroponic Solution Hooch, Part A.